Question. As a software developer, have you ever had to cross your fingers and hope for an answer? I definitely have. Whenever I've been fixing very complicated defects, I've had to look at stack traces and look at error reports from either users or error tracking software, and sometimes it's good enough, but a lot of times I found myself thinking, I don't really understand how this is failing. I don't understand why. Okay, I've got a stack trace here. Clearly, I've got a nil in the system, maybe. That's a very common one. A nil in the system, a method has been called on nil and it's crashed. But where did the nil come from? Who flipping knows? I don't know. And so without observability tools and error tracking, yes, I know it's an observability tool, but I don't think error trackers are enough in 2026 to figure out how our software is working. Without an observability tool, I have to read the code, guess what might be going wrong, and even worse, maybe guess a fix. I don't know. Doesn't seem like a sustainable way of developing software to me. And it never really did. It always felt like something was missing. And the moment I added disciplined logging and traces, just enough for the current problem that I was solving, then I started to see actual data where I could look at that data and say, okay, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting to see that. I wasn't expecting to see a 404 there. I wasn't expecting to see a massive trace. I wasn't expecting to see, oh, holy cow, 120 SQL queries. What's going on there? So the moment, for me, I found the moment I add observability, logging, traces, to some degree metrics, and start gathering that data, that's when things change. Because that's when I actually have some real data to look at and not just guesses and not just hypotheses, which are great, but how are you going to prove them without actually typing in some code, pushing it to production, and crossing your fingers that it will fix the problem, which for me is pretty dangerous. So, observability has helped me to move from guessing and hoping and crossing my fingers that I've got the answer right to knowing definitively. And the cool thing is, once you've got the data, there's all sorts of other questions that you can then answer. So it's a force multiplier. So that's my rant for today. I'll see you later. Bye.